This video is about coordinate geometry and using slopes to determine what type of quadrilateral we have. So we can do this by finding 6 slopes. In order to find the 6 slopes, we need to find the 4 sides and the 2 diagonals. Once we have those slopes, we can see if they are opposite reciprocals and make them perpendicular. So we want to compare the 2 sets of sides and the 2 diagonals. If our sides are not perpendicular and our diagonals are not perpendicular, then we have a parallelogram. If the sides are perpendicular but the diagonals are not, we have a rectangle. If the diagonals are perpendicular but the sides are not, we have a rhombus. And if both the sides and diagonals are perpendicular, we have a square. So remember, when you are finding slope, the slope equation is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we want to determine if this is a quadrilateral or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a 4-sided figure, and I'm going to label the letters. Remember, I need to go in a circular direction when I'm naming the letters so I have the sides correct and I don't switch some of the sides, which will mess up my diagonals later on. So now that I have my quadrilateral, I want to find the slopes of the sides. So first, I'm going to do the slopes of the top and bottom side. So I need the slope of AB and the slope of CD. So it's y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So we get 6 over 4, which reduces to 3 over 2. For CD, we have negative 3 minus 3 and 7 minus 11. Negative 6 over negative 4 reduces to a positive 3 over 2. So that's good that our slopes of these 2 sides are the same right now because they should be parallel since they're opposite sides. I'm also going to find the slopes of the other 2 sides, so AD and BC. So to find the slope of AD, negative 3 minus 1 and 7 minus 1 gets us negative 4 over 6, which reduces to negative 2/3. Our slope of BC, 3 minus 7 over 11 minus 5 gets us negative 4 over 6, which also reduces to negative 2/3. So now I want to compare the 2 slopes of the sides. So I have 3 over 2 and negative 2/3. Those are opposite reciprocals, so I now know that the sides are perpendicular. Then we need to find the slopes of the diagonals to make our last property so we know what shape we have. Right now the sides are perpendicular, which means that we are either going to have a rectangle or a square. We've eliminated a parallelogram and a rhombus because those sides are not perpendicular. So now we're going to look at the diagonals. So our diagonals here are AC and BD. So to find the slope of AC, 3 minus 1 over 11 minus 1 equals 2 over 10, which is 1/5. The slope of BD, negative 3 minus 7, 7 minus 5 gets us negative 10 over 2, which reduces to negative 5 over 1. Those are also opposite reciprocals, so the diagonals are perpendicular. So the shape where they are both perpendicular then is a square. So let's try another one. Number 2, again, we have ABCD. So first we're going to find the slopes of the sides. So the top and bottom side are AB and CD. So we have 5 minus 0 over negative 2 minus negative 4, which gets us 5 over 2. CD, we have negative 2 over 3, 3 minus 5, which gets us negative 5 over negative 2, which comes out to a positive. So far, so good. Our 2 opposite sides have the same slope. Now we're going to use the other set of sides. So we need the slope of AD and the slope of BC. So AD is -2 minus 0, and 3 minus -4, which gets us -2/7. BC is 3 minus 5 over 5 minus -2, which gets us -2/7. Now, if we look at these slopes, they are not opposite reciprocals. So that means that the sides are not perpendicular. So the sides that are not perpendicular means we are either a parallelogram or a rhombus. We need more information though, so we're going to find the slopes of the diagonals. So the diagonals are AC and BD. So the slope of AC, 3 minus 0, 5 minus -4 gets us 3/9, which reduces to 1/3. BD, we have -2 minus 5 over 3 minus -2. So our slope is -7/5. Again, these are not opposite reciprocals, so the diagonals are not perpendicular. So when both the sides and the diagonals are not perpendicular, this is a parallelogram. In number 3, we have our quadrilateral ABCD. So again, we are going to find our side slopes. So we have AB and CD, 5 minus 2, 1 minus 3, gets us 3/2. CD is 6 minus 9, and 9 minus 7, which is 3/2. -3/2. So we have the same slope so far. Now we're going to find the slopes of AD and BC, the other two opposite sides. So we have 6 minus 2 over 9 minus 3. That gets us 4/6, which reduces to 2/3. The slope for BC, 6 minus 5. 9 minus 5 over 7 minus 1 gets us 4/6, which reduces to 2/3. So if we look at our slopes, these are opposite reciprocals, which means that our sides are perpendicular. Then when we look at the slopes of the diagonals, we have AC and BD. So AC is 9 minus 2 and 7 minus 3. That gets us 7/4. Our slope of BD is 6 minus 5 and 9 minus 1, which reduces to 1/8. So in this case, these sides are perpendicular, but the diagonals are not perpendicular. So when you only have perpendicular sides, this is a rectangle. In number 4, we have a quadrilateral A, B, C, and D. So we want to find the slopes of the sides first. We have a slope of AB, 8 minus -2. -2 minus -7 gets us 10/5, which reduces to 2. Our slope of CD is -4 minus 6 and 4 minus 9, which gets us -10/5, which reduces to 2. The slopes of our other two sides are AD and BC. So the slope of AD is -4 minus -2, 4 minus -7. That gets us -2/11. Our slope for BC is 6 minus 8 and 9 minus -2, which gets us -2/11. This means that the sides are not perpendicular. Then we're going to find the slopes of the diagonals. So our diagonals then are AC and BD. To find the slope of AC, we have 6 minus -2 and 9 minus -7, which gets us 8 over 16. That reduces to 1/2. Our slope of BD is -4 minus 8 over 4 minus -2, which gets us -12 over 6. That reduces to -2. This means that the diagonals are perpendicular. So in a shape where the diagonals are perpendicular but the sides are not, this is a rhombus.